All right, good morning, good people. Listen, let's talk about this. Now, this is something that all of you guys who are communicating with a Filipina online, LDR, long distance relationship, you're going to be challenged by this. Is that somehow the Filipina will introduce to you the concept, the idea of you sending her an allowance, whether it be weekly, monthly, however, that conversation is going to come up, and it's going to come up with the most honest of women and the most deceitful of women. It's going to come up, okay, and I'm just going to give you my baseline view as to how I feel about this allowance situation and how I seen the outcomes of giving an allowance and not giving an allowance, and how the outcomes evolved. What was the results? So here we go. If you have a relationship with a Filipino and you're just communicating, you're just talking and so forth, and that's it. You haven't been here to the Philippines. You don't know. The only thing you know about her is what you discover every time you talk to her online. If the conversation or the situation presents itself that there's an allowance desire to be set up for the Filipina, okay, I'm going to suggest that you don't do it. If you've never been here, you never seen her, you never laid eyes on her in person, I'm going to suggest that you don't do it. If the concept of uh, a allowance was introduced into your relationship by the Filipina, here's what I'm saying. This Filipina has the Filipina hustled down to a science. She's been down this road before with other foreigners. She may or may not be getting an allowance from other foreigners at the very time that you're talking to her, that she's asking you for an allowance. Okay? If I was to get an allowance from 20 people online, each one of them giving me 100 from, let's say, theoretically, $50 to $100 a month, US dollars, sending it to me a month. Okay, $100 is 5,000 plus pesos. $50 is 2,000 plus pesos. If I had 5 people sending me $50 every month, that's over 10,000 pesos a month that I'm getting just from you sending it to me and me talking to you on the phone, on the video. That's 10,000 pesos. 20,000 if you send in 100 a piece. That's a lot of dough in the Philippines. Okay? May not seem like it, but it is. It's a lot of money. And you may say, well, what's $50? That's not much. But you never met her. You don't know nothing about her. You don't know if you only one of 10 people that's sending this allowance. You don't know. You haven't vetted her. She brung up the conversation about an allowance. If she brung it up, that's a red flag. That means what does she know about sending her an allowance? Where does that come from? How does that get into the relationship? How does that play a role in the relationship? I don't get it. You You just met her. You're just talking to her online. So how is it that now you're sending her an allowance? I say, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't entertain the thought. Make it clear that that's something you're not going to do. Now, if you decide periodically that you send her $50 or you send her $100 for whatever, okay, that's on you. That's, that's on you. But to send an allowance is something that she's going to expect you to send on a timely and a regular basis. Okay? Man, let me tell you something. This boots on the ground experience. Okay? I know personally a man who has been sending money to a Filipina in the Philippines for damn near 15 years. 15 years. And he has never set foot in the Philippines. Never. And most of the time, he only talks to the Filipina. He don't video. And he's been sending a lot of dough on a regular basis. Only thing I can figure is that he gets some type of satisfaction. It fills his ego that he's able to, quote unquote, supply a need for a disadvantaged person. Okay. There was rumor at one time that while she was getting his money, she had married someone and was still getting his money. And then somehow or another, that rumor got washed away. Okay. And all the money he been sending all those years, they don't have nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. I take that back. She did buy a lot, and they have a framework of a house, like just some cinder block up, not tall as me. Okay, and some chickens around in the yard, and the place looks like hell. For sending somebody money for 18 years, 15 to 18 years, man, that's a sucker. That's a sucker move. Don't be a sucker, man. I know this guy, so I'm not telling you something that I heard about. I'm telling you something that I know about. I know him. I know the woman he's sending the money to. Okay? And I'm telling you, I personally seen it. I'm saying don't send it because it's a F wasted. You can say all the reasons you want. You're giving charity. You're giving sadaqah. You're giving zakah. You're giving need to the poor. No, you're not. That's a damn lie. Only thing you're doing is you're filling your ego. And it makes you feel like a man that you giving this money to a woman who don't have nothing. And by the way, the woman got a job. She got all kind of hustles. He didn't put her into all kind of little businesses and stuff that she didn't. I personally think she scammed him on. This is my personal opinions from my observation from the outside looking in and with some inside knowledge. It's my opinion. And from what I observed, giving money to a Filipina that you ain't never came here to meet, you ain't never laid eyes on her in person, is foolish. It's stupid. Now, let's go to another scenario. Here you are. You met this Filipina. here or you met her online. You came here to visit her. You know her. You seen her. You touched her. You looked her eye to eye. You have a relationship. And you feel like this is the one for you. You feel like this relationship can go somewhere. And you're building a relationship. You've been here, you've seen her. So now, when you get involved in something like that, she's going to be doing certain things for you that you request. She's going to be looking into this or looking into that or doing this or doing that. So it would behoove me that you would at least give her something so that she could get about and have mobility to do the things that you're requesting of her to do, to look into, etc., etc. So yeah, it would. You can call it an allowance, or you can say, well, this month I'm asking you to do this, that, and the third. Go see about this, see about that, see about the third. I'm gonna send you X number of dollars to take care of this, so that you can take care of this. Because they go, they gotta have money, they gotta have someone do this for them so that they can go. Maybe she got a kid, she gotta get somebody to watch the kid. She gotta get food to feed the kid while she gonna do this, that, and she gotta eat herself while she's out. So, a lot of circumstances that justifies you sending her some type of allowance. There's other scenarios by which you could justify sending an allowance to someone whom you've established a relationship. You've been here, you've met them, you guys have something going on. You are in a relationship. You're not in a telephone chat secret romance that all you're doing is using this to inflate your ego, you know. And this one person that I was talking about earlier, this person, if you were to listen to what another person's interpretation of his relationship with the Filipina is, you would think that this brother been here, then got 5 kids by her, and bam, 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 because of the way he talks about to other people what's going on here in the Philippines and his involvement with the girl and the family and what have you. When really he's only being a sucker. He's sending money to somebody that he ain't never met, and he really don't know what's going on. He really don't know what's going on. Okay? So that's why I say, no, don't do it, because you don't know what's going on. Okay? You don't know what's going on. And since you don't know what's going on, don't do it. It's foolish. And your justification is weak and simpy. Simpy. That's a new word. Simpy. Okay? Simpy. Get it? So anyhow, guys, listen. They ask for an allowance. You ain't been there. You ain't seen them or nothing. They ain't doing. You been there. They ain't doing nothing for you. You just still talking and says you're not certain about them. No. You've been there. You got something going. You making plans. You doing stuff. Yeah. Send her some money to take care of her expenses of the things that, so that you won't be placing a burden on her, asking her to help you get a toehold in the Philippines. Send her allowance. That makes sense. But just because you've been here, you done got the oil change, and now she wants support, financial support. Duh. You understand? You get my drift. You understand where I'm coming from? Listen, guys, I need your help. I need 5,000 subscribers, and the month is surely coming to a close very soon. You got to help me out here. Listen, one thing for sure and two for certain is that when you help other people from the bottom of your heart, you're truly helping yourself. And I hope that by this boots on the ground experience story, plus my rationale as to why and why not to send money, I hope this helps somebody. Because, man, let me tell you, I've seen too many people be a sucker, a simp, sending money, and they ain't never seen a girl one day in their life. I know a situation by which the man had been sending money and everything. He get here, and all the things that were supposedly done with his money wasn't done, and there ain't nothing to show for it. Thousands and thousands of US dollars just, okay? And they can do that, bro. They can do that. Why? Because they ain't used to nothing. They ain't used to having nothing. You see? And they live for today, not tomorrow. They don't believe in saving. So if you send her $1,000 US dollars, she's gonna try to spend every damn penny of it today or give it away. How she gonna give it away? She gonna do what they call, she gonna share her blessing. So she gonna give somebody some peso. She gonna buy somebody some food. She gonna have merienda. Merienda is where they have sweet stuffs and food, and they sit around and eat and talk smack. With your hard-earned 1,000 US dollars, she gonna try to spend it in one day. Why? Because she don't know the value of money. Why? Because she ain't never had none. Why? Because this country here doesn't provide that type of income for the average person. And so therefore, they're not accustomed to having it and or dealing with it. They don't know how to deal with it. And they don't look for tomorrow. All they look for is today. You got to understand that. It's all they look for is today, not tomorrow. So whatever you give them, they're going to try to spend it today. Everything that they can do to spend it, that's what they're going to do. So you got to be the one that don't be a sucker. You got to be the one to have knowledge of how things work here so that you don't play into the simp role. You don't be simpy. Okay? Listen, God bless, take care. Remember, once again, when you help other people from the bottom of your heart, what? You're truly helping yourself. Okay? God bless, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.